Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm glad you joined me again. Since our first lesson we learned how to create a video, now we're going to be able to figure out what we do with that video. So once we send it off to the students, we want to make sure that they actually understood the lesson that we created. There is a great website that will help us kind of create different ways that we can actually test for understanding or check for understanding, which we know is a great thing to do. So today we're going to use a website called PlayPostit.com. So this is the website we're going to use. It is free, so you only need the basic version, which is a free version that is offered to all educators. So when you go to it, you just need to click in through your Google account or your email account, sign up, and say that you're an educator, and you're good to go. Once you log in, this right here is what it's going to look like. We're just going to go through kind of the basics, and once you get that down, later on we can kind of go into some more of the nitty-gritty details, but it's really a cool thing because it allows you to kind of create discussion panels. It can create live discussions while the video is playing. You can pause it, you can edit the video, you can create quizzes, and it'll actually tally the scores right there. You can assign points to the question. 0 to 3, you can do all of that. It'll actually give you grades for you. It is a pretty neat technique for you. So we're going to just do the basics right now just to get us started. So each time you create one of these things, it's called a bulb. So we're going to add a new bulb so we can see what this is going to look like. We'll groove while it's loading. Alright, so the first time you come up, it's going to let you know some of the cool things you can do. So as you create your video, you can create your own video like we did the other day, and you can use that. Also, I know a lot of us use videos that are already created, so you don't always have to reinvent the wheel. When I taught AP courses, I often use things off of YouTube, Vimeo, things like that. You can also use those as well, which is what we're going to do today, which is awesome. So they'll allow you to kind of pull that from the internet, and then you can use that as a means to see what the kids know or what they're understanding and things like that. You can embed those audio files. You can also talk over the video as well if you want to add your own 2 cents. So there's a lot of really cool things you can do. You can add comments, you can add captions. So there's a ton of different editing techniques. We're not going to get into all of that today. We're just going to kind of do the basics of how do we create questions, how do we create quizzes along with these videos today just to get us started. So we're going to enter as a designer. So when you open it up, this is what it's going to kind of look like. So we're going to figure out how are we going to all start. So if we already created a video like yesterday, we might create my videos. If we know what our URL is, we could enter it there. We could upload, you can drag and click and put it in, so there's a lot of different ways. Or you could record a video right then and there. Maybe I'm not quite sure. Maybe I'm trying to figure out what video I want. So I might just go straight to YouTube and figure out what that is. So I used to teach history, so I'm going to say U.S. history, and I'm going to say civil rights. Let's see what they got for me. All right, so we got a crash course. I know those are kind of cool. All right, let's just, let's pick that one. I've seen that before. It is a good overview of the civil rights era. So I'm going to go with this one. And if I wanted to do all sorts of edits, if I wanted to put those captions in, all of that kind of stuff, I'm going to customize that video. Today we're not going to go that in depth. We'll take a look at that another time. So I'm good with my video. It's going to insert that in for me. All right, so now I have my video. At this point, I want to figure out what I want to make sure my kids understood from that. So here, I'm going to add interactions, okay? So I could either just pick them as I go along, or I can choose a template. For now, I think I'm going to choose a template because I'm newer to this. So I'm going to look at what they have. So here, I can go through and I can figure out what they want. I might want to poll my students and figure out what kind of feedback they have. This is going to go as a free response. I could have them take notes throughout as they go along. This is a discussion technique, so as they're watching it, the students are going to be making their comments as they watch the video. This is going to be a pre and post, so they have to tell me what they knew ahead of time about the civil rights and then what they learned afterwards. Here is a summative assessment, so this is going to give us multiple choice questions afterwards in order to see what they know after we did this. Here is a check for understanding. It's going to add 5 stacked free response questions and a poll question as to see how they did. Or we could just do one of each. I'm going to choose that one just so I can kind of see what it looks like. It's going to make sure I picked the right one. Yes, that's what I chose. And it's going to set it up for me, which is kind of nice. So now you're going to see it's going to kind of pick the time. So it picked one, the timing, so about 1:47 through. So you can see where the dots are. This is where they decided to put all these different types of questions throughout the thing. Okay, so of course I'd have to figure out, if I knew the video very well, I'd have to go through and then figure out, okay, what did I actually learn in these different sections? And I would see this is where the first one was at, and kind of figure out what exactly it was at, like, did the students learn in that first 1:47. So then I would click on this first one, and this is where I would change it, right? And then I would ask a question. Okay, so what was a major cause of the... So you can see what we're doing, right? So you put that in, it's going to update it. And you'd go through and you'd put all your different things in here, okay? And so here is a check all. Here you do a free response, fill in the blank. You have these different things. Here's a reflective pause, and you get to go check for understanding, and then a discussion forum at the end. Once you are completely finished, if you wanted to add another one, if you didn't feel like you were able to get everything that you wanted, you could add that there. And then you go for review. And when you're completely finished, you save. And it brings you to here. And you are able to then use it. So now you get to sign this to your class. So you can either assign it to people, you can share it with your kids, things like that. You're able to then over here create classes, and this is where you're going to be able to create your first class. Did U.S. History, save, and you would make sure that you invite all your learners into the class, and then they would all be able to join in, and then this is where they'd actually grade their quizzes and things like that right in there for you, and you'd be able to see that feedback, and everyone would be a part of that class. So it's a very cool tool in order to have your quizzes embedded right into your videos. So I hope this was a useful tidbit. Again, make sure you like or share or comment below, and continue to enjoy these nice tools while we are teaching through our computers. Stay safe out there.